What is up, YouTube? JankyYGO here. My name is Michael. We have a bunch of cards to talk about, starting with new Sunavalon support. Sunavalon Melius is the first card we're going to talk about, which is a Link 3 Plant Effect Monster. 0 attack. Its links are left, straight up, and right. It requires 2 or more plant monsters, including a link monster. If this card is link summoned, you can special summon 1 Sunseed Genius Lucy from your graveyard. Cannot be targeted for attacks, but does not prevent your opponent from attacking you directly. Same deal as normal for the Sunavalon stuff. Once per turn, you can target 1 of your Vine link monsters this card points to. This turn it can attack up to a number of times. Up to the number of Sunavalon link monsters. Okay, that's pretty good. The whole point of the deck is there's this one card that has that gets a bunch of attack points and stuff like that. So being able to attack a lot with that card, great. Next up, Sunavalon Daphne, link 2, 0 attack, left and right are its link arrows. 2 plant monsters are its requirements, cannot be targeted for text, but does not prevent your opponent from attacking you directly. Contribute 1 monster to then target 2 plant link monsters in your graveyard except for it, and return them to the extra deck. A little bit of recyclability. Nothing to brag home about though, even though this is a control deck. Sunavalons are a kind of trolly control deck that just centers around gaining life and making your opponent's life miserable. Okay, so Sunvine Crossbreed, continuous spell card. You contribute 1 link monster, then target 1 plant monster in your graveyard except for the tributed monster, and special summon it, but its effects are negated. Okay, it's kind of like an in-archetype monster reborn. Not the worst, not the best. Could be better. Next up, we have some doll monsters, a whole new doll archetype probably from the anime. So, this doll monster is a normal monster, 0 attack, 0 defense, level 4. Cool. And then this teddy bear is another 0 attack, 0 defense, level 4. Normal monsters, they have enough support to make them relevant as long as the rest of the deck is good. So we'll see about that. They have enough generic support though that being a normal monster isn't a complete downside anymore. Alright, so first effect monster is Grandpa Demento. Level 1 Dark Spellcaster effect monster, 0 attack, 0 defense. Alright. You can detach 1 material from your Princess Cologne, special summon up to 2 normal monsters with 0 attack or defense from your graveyard as level 8 dark monsters. If your Xyz monster activates an effect by detaching material that was originally a normal monster, you can target that Xyz monster and 1 monster your opponent controls, destroy your opponent's monster, and inflict damage equal to that Xyz monster's rank. Alright, so Cologne Princess, I believe, requires 2 level 4 normal monsters and gets back Box of Friends. So this is for the Box of Friends deck. I don't remember off the top of my head what Princess Cologne does besides give back Box of Friends. I think it's attacks directly or something like that. But that's pretty neat. I kind of like that they're supporting Box of Friends. There was a really trolly OTK with it back in the day that would get people every now and then. It was never super competitive, but it was really funny when it worked. And there was, in fact, I think at the start of near Arc V, or not the start of Arc V, because the start of Arc V was, oh boy, but near the middle of it with Metal Foes, there was another Box of Friends deck, because you could just summon Box of Friends and then pop up with a Metal Foe, and then get its effect. And Box of Friends, if it's destroyed, you special summon 2 normal monsters with either 0 attack or 0 defense. from your deck, but they have to be different names. So the idea was it got out like multiple monsters, and yeah. Anyway, we're just gonna keep moving on. Alright, Dull Happiness. When this card resolves, you can add one Grandpa or a box of friends from your deck to your hand. Monsters your opponent controls cannot target monsters you control with 0 attack or 0 defense for attack while you control Princess Cologne. Once per turn, you can destroy one monster you control or in your hand, and if you do, send one dull monster card from your deck to the graveyard. You cannot special summon monsters from your extra deck for the rest of the turn except Xyz monsters. Alright, cool. This allows you to pop the princess or the box of friends in your hand. That's pretty neat. And it's also a Foolish Burial. And the whole downside of can only summon XDs monsters doesn't really matter if your deck is almost all XDs. And now that we're in this master rule, that isn't a downside really at all. You don't have to run link monsters if you only use XDs or synchros. But, you know, usually you like to anyway. Next up, more Infernity support. Void Cauldron. If an Infernity monster and or level 8 Dark Synchro Dragon you control would be destroyed by your opponent's card effect, you can banish one Infernity card from your graveyard instead. If you have any cards in your hand, send this card to the graveyard. This card doesn't do anything for Infernities. I mean, like, you could play this, but why? Why would you do that? And I say that because the deck, as we've shown on the channel, I'll have that one as the crazy replay where the Infernity is someone sent in their Infernity deck going off. You don't want cards like this, because all it's going to do is bog down your hand. Infernity is a combo deck that at the end of their combo either OTKs or locks you out of the game by having a bunch of negates. So this doesn't really do anything for the deck. And, like, it doesn't do enough. I'll say that. If you're playing, like, if you're playing with your friends and you're playing, like, a pure Infernity deck, it still probably wouldn't do it, but, you know, it I don't know, this card isn't good enough. Next up, Divine Evolution. So, this card's activation and effect cannot be negated. Choose one monster you control that hasn't already had the effect of Divine Evolution applied to it, whose original type is Divine Beast, or whose original name is the Wicked Avatar, the Wicked Dreadroot, or the Wicked Eraser, and if you do, it gains 1,000 effect. Also, its effects activations cannot be negated. Also, its effects activations cannot be its effects cannot be negated. Activated effects cannot be negated. Also, gains its effect when it declares an attack. You can make your opponent send one monster they control to the graveyard. So, the whole idea of this is to get the God cards even stronger. The God cards they're trying to make the God cards more relevant by making them just a little bit better here and there. That's pretty great to see. God cards are fan favorites, and I'm really happy that they chose the Wickeds, because they're supposed to be the evil versions of the God cards, even though the God cards in the show weren't exactly the best in terms of personality. I mean, like, Raw literally just killed a dude because he freaking was like, you played a fake copy of me. But yeah, this is pretty decent. I don't think I'd still run it in a dedicated. Maybe I would. I don't know. If you're playing a Wicked Avatar deck or a Wicked deck, you're definitely running this. But if you're playing like a God deck, maybe. I don't know. The God cards are. It's better to usually focus on one of them instead of all of them. Next up, Flint Cragger, more fossil support. You can only use this card's names, first and second effects, once per turn each. If this card is special summoned, you can discard one card, and if you do, special summon one fossil monster from your extra deck to the graveyard. If this card is sent to the field to the graveyard, you can target or you can inflict 500 to your opponent. If Fossil Fusion is in your graveyard, you can return one of your banished Fossil Fusion or one card that specifically lists it in its text to the graveyard. Okay. I don't know enough about the Fossil deck, to be honest, to really comment on this, but it doesn't seem bad. You can... it sets up for your Fossil Fusion. I know Fossil Fusion goes from the graveyard. So yeah, not bad. I don't know if the deck wants this. Like I said, I don't know enough about the deck to really say too much on it. Anyway, that is it for today. If it is your birthday today, happy birthday. If you want to send me any cool deck profiles or replays, please do so. My email is in the description. You can tell me what you guys think about this in the comment section below. If you want to support the channel, like, commenting, and subscribing is the best way to do it, and it does it for free. And of course, and as always, have a wonderful day.